Hello everyone, and welcome to this special year of St Joseph. When I was at school, there were a couple of subjects which I really didn't look forward to at all, and one of those was chemistry. I was fearful of chemistry because I was away from school for operations on my knees, cartilage operations, and as a result of that I missed the first 8 weeks at the start of my GCSEs as it was then. I managed to catch up on most things, but I never really got to grips with the periodic tables. And by the time I got back to school and into lessons, chemistry had become pretty much a meaningless language, which I was unable to penetrate for many, many years. The experience did hold me in good stead, however, because it taught me a lot about the process of learning, which I was able to use when I eventually went into education and became a head teacher. The other subject which I came to hate was art, simply because I was never very good at it. In fact, I was pretty awful, and I still am. There were 2 things which helped me change my view. One was someone called Wendy Beckett, whom some of you will know better as Sister Wendy, who was not only a religious sister, but she was also an art historian. And it was through her programs on TV in the 1990s where I first learned that you don't have to be an artist to appreciate good or great works of art. The second influence has come through receiving a daily newsletter containing the gospel reading of the day alongside a work of art which is poignant, reflective and appropriate for that reading. And if you haven't seen this, do think about subscribing. It's all free and it can be accessed on www.christianart.com. The organisation is based in London and it's an apostolate of the Catholic Church. Which brings me to St Joseph. Now, what you will see and read in the short PowerPoint I put together comes mainly from the Roman Catholic Diocese of Charlotte in North Carolina in the United States. I stumbled on the images and reflections on St Joseph and thought, this actually is too good to waste. I'll just share it, which is what I've done and what I'm doing. The images represent an overview of how St Joseph is portrayed down the centuries by the great masters and their disciples. Our journey begins in Rome in the 5th century in the beautiful church of Santa Maria Maggiore, and we are then transported to a 7th century nativity scene from the Zion collection at St Catherine's Monastery in Egypt in Sinai. On still to Giotto in the 14th century and Fra Angelico in the 16th century. Alessandro Botticelli's haunting image of Joseph and Mary in Adoration of the Christ Child is almost alive. And we meet a very different Joseph, minus Mary, minus his spouse, from the so-called Cuzco school in the 17th century. We also meet the work of the 19th century French artist Luc Olivier Merson, whose depiction of the Holy Family, their flight into Egypt, an image regarded as scandalous by some in its day. And our journey ends, perhaps somewhat fittingly, at a Benedictine monastery in the town of Büren in Germany, depicting the birth of Jesus in the presence of Joseph and Mary. I hope you spend a little bit of time looking at the images, reflecting on them, and in this year of St Joseph, I am sure that it will contribute to our wider appreciation and understanding of who this saintly man actually is.